Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast with Dylan and Akram. We're here to review episode, is it 4, Akram?
4, yeah.
4, thank you, of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This definitely felt like a different change of tide for this series, but we still had some interesting moments that we're going to dive into, especially concerning, Reva and also, the Jedi. So, Akram, tell me what you thought of episode 4.
It was a prequel version of A New Hope, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of cool to see Ewan take place of Alec here. It's like your average kind of heist episode. I think that some things went a little bit too fast. I would have liked to see more of burned Obi-Wan and deal with the repercussions of that. But we do see some more of a villainous Reva. As you mentioned before, we'll talk about that a little bit later. I thought was interesting. And I don't know, this episode wasn't my favorite thus far, and I hope it kind of gets better, because there's a lot of mixed reviews for the show, or at least the series thus far. But we'll get right into it. So just tell me your initial thoughts of this episode.
Well, actually, I wasn't. This episode for me didn't do much, and it was actually shocking considering the scale of what the last episode was, especially with the Darth Vader fight. So I thought maybe they would go maybe up the stakes for this episode, but it kind of just felt just another chase scene. It's like Leia gets kidnapped again, and then he's got to rescue her. It's like another Dayu episode basically.
Oh, yeah.
So for me it didn't do much, but there are some important points though I think were relevant. I definitely love the opening scene though with Obi-Wan's in the back to Tank and he's recovering from his burns, and then he has this force link with Vader, and he's also in the back to Tank. So I thought that was a cool moment. They're still bonded by the force in a way. Their relationship is so inseparable that they can feel each other when they're having these personal moments. So I thought that was really interesting. And then we see Jabim, and we see this rebel alliance kind of group where they're helping these lost Jedi on, I think it's called The Path. So, and Tala got a huge role in this episode, which I thought was really cool. She kind of feels like this almost Cassian Andor character from Rogue One, how she infiltrates the Imperials, and she's got cover stories for everything. So I thought she was really cool this episode. And then Leia, obviously, she gets captured from last episode. So Reva's kind of interrogating her, but she's kind of got that rebellious spunk that she had in New Hope in a way. So I think it's so funny because it's like the way you think about it, in New Hope, how she she had that scene with the probe droid. So now it's it's not her first rodeo anymore.
Right.
She's been through worse. But yeah, I think we should definitely talk about the ones. Well, first of all, I also like that Obi-Wan kind of he got his Jedi robes back.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the scene, and he kind of gave me episode 2 Obi-Wan looks. But he looks great, and he's pulling more like Jedi stunts this episode. But give me more thoughts of what you thought.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think he's warming up to it again, showing his Jedi side, I think, which is really cool. I think there's a complex issue that he has with the Force at the moment, especially after the reveal of Anakin, and plus he's so rusty. So I think that's a cool narrative to kind of follow a little bit later on too, where eventually he just becomes this wise old man, kind of this a little bit like a Yoda figure. So I like to see this kind of hesitant Obi-Wan. And I think it also adds to the tragedy of what happened to the Jedi as well. And so this master Jedi, he's basically afraid, and the Force isn't really coming to him. It seems kind of he's reluctant to use it still a little bit, but I'm glad he's warming up to it. I thought this episode was again really neat. I love Leia Organa here again. Yeah, she's so rebellious. She plays the character perfectly again here, I'd say. I think the fucking Inquisitor castle was really interesting too. I thought it was a mix of horrific elements like a Lars von Trier like movie mixed with like lo-fi like like I don't know, it was
This
just
is
like
a
weird.
very interesting description.
It was no, it's like it's like a very chill place. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, just this episode like kind of like went by so fast. I think it was pretty cool, the Easter eggs though. I
Well, I'll
love to get
tell you
into
that one
that.
thing that definitely gave me Fallen Order vibes.
Even I think Fallen Order did a little bit better, to be honest with you. It was like it was weird. I mean, I'm glad to see Obi-Wan at least swim again. It reminded me so much of like episode 1.
You see Jar Jar in
Um
the background. There's a
you just see
hidden
him
city.
randomly or Jar Jar's dead body is there.
Oh, like floating.
It's like a little Easter egg. It's like the
Right.
Wizard of Oz Easter
There's a
egg.
hidden city. Misa show you. Misa
Oh no, please! They shoot Jar Jar. No, I mean it was cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just think also I think the main point about this episode at least was Riva. I think Riva was going really hardcore. But I think they missed out on a lot of opportunities for Riva in this episode
Mhm.
too. I feel like I love Moses, to be honest with you. Like I love her portrayal. I think that's the character. The character doesn't really do it for me so far because there's just the scorn that she has. Why does she have it, right? And it better be a good damn reason why she has it. Because she's always acting like she acts kind of like this archetypal villain most of the time, and like very like well, you better whatever.
Almost like Kylo in like Force Awakens.
Exactly. And I got like she must have been like a Padawan. Something happened to her, and she mistakenly took Obi-Wan for like the fault of like what happened to her or something like that. And obviously, she's kind of like the Star Killer character um, with Vader. But I feel like they better explain something soon because later on she's gonna like no one will really care if like something happens to her later on. She's not really a compelling character to me, at least.
I have a love-hate relationship with her characters. Like I'm not totally invested in her. Like you
Right.
said, there are times where like and first of all, the hate for Moses is totally unjustified.
Oh yeah.
For all you motherfuckers like spewing racist comments and shit. Like that's
Yeah.
that's not that's why I hate like the toxicity of the Star Wars fan base sometimes. It's like we tend to go overboard about like, character portrayals and stuff. So it's not that big a deal, but going back to her character, like I feel like I don't know, like she she's not a Vader for me. I feel like she's trying to be like a Vader. Like I feel like sometimes she's overacting in a way. But at the same time, she's the one getting most of the shit done in the show. Cause like I feel like
Right.
the other Inquisitor, like fucking was it Fifth Brother, like Kung Sang's
Yeah.
character, like I don't
Right.
know what he's done so far, cause like he's barely done it. Like I barely seen him like even like turn on a fucking lightsaber. I don't even know who that other Inquisitor lady was. I don't even know if she was in the comics or the video game adaptation, but I don't know what the fuck she did. Like maybe she like launched the probe droids, but that was the only thing. Like
She gives them
so
coffee.
I feel like Reva's like really, and the Grand Inquisitor is still fucking like AWOL at
Oh
this
yeah,
point.
that's
Like we don't know if
stupid.
he's still dead or not. So I feel like Reva, other than Darth Vader, is like really the one pushing the narrative forward in this whole series. So it's complex in a way because like I want to like her, but I don't hate her. Like I feel like she. I don't know. Like you said, we just need more info on her, like what her motivation is. Cause like it has to be more than just like oh I just want to fucking impress Darth Vader, right? Like maybe she has like some personal like that's why like I feel like what was it, second sister
Mhm.
from
Yeah,
Jedi Fallen
fallen
Order. I
order.
feel like she had a better you know mo because like she hated her Jedi master. So maybe it's something similar. Like I don't know. Like but I also feel like I feel like there should be like a I don't know how I would write this, but it kind of makes me think of like how Anakin. I said this in the last episode, like how Anakin, kind of can sympathize in a way. Like even though he's Darth Vader at this point, he still you know feels like the Jedi really held him back in a way. So maybe he can understand why Riva is trying so hard to be so ambitious because he can understand like maybe the Inquisitors like see her as like the weakest. They even said it too, like she's like the weakest of them, so maybe he can understand, and maybe he's using that, as a way to, maybe he's looking for like an apprentice too, like you said, like Star Killer. Like maybe he needs somebody, to be like his top agent. Like maybe down the line he wants to like overthrow the Emperor or something. But that's speculation, obviously. Um, but I think we should also talk about the Jedi scene that we see. So Obi-Wan finds so this Inquisitorius base, they have like this chamber where we see like all these Jedi are like
Oh.
in like state. I don't know if that was carbonite or something, but they're kind of like in the stasis thing. I don't know if they're dead or whatever. But tell me what you thought about seeing that scene because we see a famous Jedi from the Clone Wars. I forgot his name already. It was that weird old Jedi with the cane.
Yeah, I feel like to search that name, but it'll probably take me so long. I know. I screamed. I was like, no! I was so sad. I was like, no! The disrespect they showed. No, the disrespect they showed to that Padawan. Me and you were talking about that. That was so stupid with the hat.
they kept the fucking like the trading helmet.
That was so corny.
Terra Sinube. I'm sorry, that's the name of the old Jedi.
Terra Sinube, man. I was like, damn. I mean, it reminded me a lot of like the Luminara thing, and Rebels when like they found her. I don't know why. I think it's just for trophies. I know the Mandalorian kind of goes more into like stuff with Snoke a little bit later on, like a little
Well, it's
references.
so funny. I was theorizing like, wouldn't it be crazy? Like, I wish like they tied back to Mandalorian in this show. Like, what if like Moff Gideon, like this was his sector, right? Well, they said it's in the Mustafar system, so it's Vader's territory. But wouldn't it be crazy if like this is how like Moff Gideon starts like his cloning program, like with Grogu and stuff. Like this is how he learns about the Force. Like maybe like he takes one of the Jedi subjects and like studies their blood or something.
Yeah, I think that I think there's a lot they have to do, man. I just think the whole thing is complicated. It's really weird because you have this character that everyone wants to see for so long, and everyone wants to spend time with this character, and also you also have Hayden. And when we figure that out, but sometimes it feels like they're trying to rush certain things. When I feel and the suck part is like it's basically like a chase show. Like this whole episode was like every episode kind of seems like they're running away from something. And I don't think we really get time to like digest and like really focus on like what you said. Like maybe there's a reason. Maybe they already took blood, something like that. And my hopes are. Because I feel like this is the type of show where, like, if everything is so rapid, you kind of have to pay attention closer to the details, like the light versus the dark. We were talking about the back of the tank, and these people were so connected. Hayden and Anakin and Obi-Wan. You gotta more or less focus on that. When it comes to Easter eggs, though, the Easter eggs are like I don't know. It's just like nonchalantly.
I feel like
placed.
they're trying to focus more on this path subplot where it's like there's other Jedi survivors,
right?
And in a way that could be interesting, and I can see how that could, because I feel like Disney's always thinking about like how can we push for like another season of the show, right? So maybe that's what, because there's already speculation that there's going to be like a season 2 of this show.
Yeah.
So I feel like that, and especially because we got the Quinlan Voss name drop, so there's probably like other Jedi survivors out there. But I feel like in a way that's taking away. Because you had a good point. So you said like how this show like it's not so based in Tatooine like Book of Boba Fett,
right?
So it's kind of like a breath away from that. But I think it's important also to think about like because we still only saw like one shot of like young Luke, and we still don't even like know like what his actor there's only like one shot of him, literally from the trailer. That's it, like where he's doing like the whip scene from his hut or whatever, and Owen Lars. But it's more been about like Leia. Like this season, which is so funny because you think like Obi-Wan, this would be about like him on Tatooine. Like I had a thought like maybe the show was gonna be like about like Obi-Wan like fighting off like pirates or Tatooine gangs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of gone beyond that, which I like because I'm glad that they brought Darth back for this show too. But in a way, I feel like Darth is kind of like stealing the spotlight in a way, especially if your show is called Obi-Wan Kenobi.
A little bit. I mean, the name Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's kind of synonymous with Anakin. They're such a perfect pair that everyone always thinks about these two when you kind of bring up Obi-Wan. At least in my mind, that's what I always, when I think of Ewan, at least as Obi-Wan, I always think of Anakin, and I always want to like like I like to imagine like the young Obi-Wan meeting this young Anakin that's been burnt and stuff like that. I think that's really compelling. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I find it really cool that like he's with Leia and stuff. It's really fresh. It's a really fresh take. I really I love that actually. But I just don't know like where is this gonna go? That's what I'm saying. I was trying to say earlier, like, but I lost my train of thought. Deborah Chow, she has like this type. I think she's trying to build something. So far, because everything is so like fast, you don't really like get a moment to like take your breath. But I got a feeling she's doing this on purpose for like the bigger picture, where like later on at the end we'll see like full Obi-Wan with his lightsaber and like he's completely using it instead of a blaster, or we'll see like that Darth and Obi-Wan like having a conversation real fast and like trying to get through this.
You've taken your first step into a larger world.
Exactly. I mean, I think we just have to wait, but I think I think probably Deborah Chow will be like great to like direct a movie. I don't know about a series because you have to wait each week. So it comes off a little bit like weird. And I think that's why the reviews are kind of mixed, because we want to see the next big thing. And this whole thing with Reva is like really weird because we're not giving her any time like for backstory development or anything like that. Like
and almost feels like Reva's taking more spotlight than Obi-Wan at certain moments.
Bro, wait, here's the funny thing. Me and you were saying when we were doing the Book of Boba Fett. Me and you were saying, oh, so now it's gonna be the Book of Eli, the Book of whatever,
the Book of Luke, the Book of Mando.
Exactly.
Now this is the Book of Reva.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the great thing about Mandalorian is that you go all over. But like the thing about like the Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan is like you're kind of like you're handicapped to like one area, right? Here they're trying to do something different where it's like a chase, and it kind of makes sense. You're jumping from point A to point B. But my concern is later on, I'm scared that Obi-Wan is going to seem more like a cameo rather than an actual main character, and
that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Because that's why I say like Star Wars now is kind of like becoming like the MCU in a way, because like they're drawing so many different characters. Like obviously, like look at fucking like Book of Boba Fett, how many characters they brought for that show, right? But now in a way, it's like you bring in Leia, you bring in Owen, you bring in Darth, like all these characters, and it's kind of like I don't know. It feels like I'm losing a sense of what I had for the show, right? Because it's becoming less about Obi-Wan in a way. I mean, obviously, he's still the main character, obviously. But in a way, like, I don't know, I just feel like I was watching more scenes of Reva than Ewan.
Yeah.
And also, I hated that scene where he's got the trench coat.
That was the dumbest thing. That was really stupid.
That was like when you try to like smuggle snacks into like the movie theater or something.
That's exactly that. It's worse. That's like if you could pull that feed off without getting captured,
Right.
like that. I had to suspend my disbelief so much. I was like, "Are you serious, dude? What you think that they're gonna think you're an alien or something like that? Like you see two little feet like walking with you? Are you serious, man?
That's so stupid.
Like I really doubt the abilities of the Empire after that. No wonder they lost. They should have lost sooner, actually.
After this episode, I'm like y'all. No wonder y'all fucking lost, because like the stupidity that they had.
Yeah,
but I think it was cool. Like we saw certain things, like the Purge Trooper too. Like,
oh yeah,
redesign. We saw that's not the one from the games, because that's a different helmet design, I think.
So the games kind of looks like what is it? Not a shock trooper. I forget what it's called. It's like one of those like Cody's guys that kind of have
the
like
airborne company. Whatever.
I think something like that. That is like thicker. Obviously they're clones. So if anybody doesn't know, Purge Troopers are clones. I'm glad to see them here, but I definitely doubt their abilities after what I seen, because they got wiped out. Like at least one guy.
They got fucking swamped by an air speeder.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even an X-wing, an air speeder.
Well, at least I thought that was kind of cool to see that in like a prequel type of show. I thought that was really sweet to see that at the end. I don't know. This episode, I think, really put a bad image for Obi-Wan. I hope that the next episode could really top it, and I hope that there's more stakes at play. Because you have Leia, and now obviously at the end, apparently Reva, she was being interrogated by Darth Vader, and Darth Vader let her speak, and she said that I put a tracker on them, and right, so now they could follow where they're gonna go. And who's being tracked? It's the robot Lola, and I think that she's probably like a different
Literally
robot now.
turned Lola to the dark side.
Yeah, Lola's like definitely like to the dark side. Like, I wonder if that's like to have something to do with like is that going to change Leia's like mindset on something, like because that's Leia's like droid, you know what I mean? Like I wonder if that's supposed to mature her in some way. I don't know why they
As long as
really
she has all 5,000 songs downloaded on her Walkman, that's all
probably yeah, she just have headphones, which we never seen in Star Wars. But I don't know. I'm a little like and then for season 2, like again, like what are you gonna do for season 2? Are you gonna do now he's taking care of Luke? Is it gonna be pirates? Then it's gonna kind of be like, you know, a constricting thing where it's like the Book of Boba Fett, and you kind of have to add like new flares to like really up the ante of like just a desert planet, right? I don't know. It'll be, that's why I got a feeling they're gonna focus by the direction of the Book of Boba Fett and by the direction of this show. I got a feeling the main focus will actually be more on Anakin, and possibly they'll do a spinoff on Darth Vader, like in the comics. The comics were like great, so much lore introduced. We seen kaiju, we seen like different dimensions with just Darth Vader. So I got a feeling that'll be an important show, and plus Hayden coming back. I mean, that's awesome. He hasn't acted in a long time. But as for Obi-Wan, it sucks because he's really like, his character is just, back then it was just him waiting for Luke to grow up or whatever and take care of Luke. So it's like there's not much you could do, unfortunately. So I don't know. It's like they have their hands tied, I think, and that's affecting the show a little bit. I feel as well.
I mean, the things they get right in this show is definitely like, you know, the PTSD trauma, right?
That
like
yeah,
him,
that's good.
like totally disconnected from the Force. I like that. You know, it's kind of makes me like, in a way, it justifies the sequels, not a whole lot, but kind of like it reminds me of like Luke, like when he was on Cho, because he totally like failed with Kylo. So that's what this reminds me of. Like Obi-Wan is so disconnected, and you know he's trying to move on, but he can't in a way. And also, we haven't seen like anything with Qui-Gon yet, so I was hope this would have been the perfect episode for me to introduce Qui-Gon, because Obi-Wan is at his lowest point after that fight with Vader. So the only way, like, I feel like you could like bring him back, you know, to, you know, his mission, you know, is having Qui-Gon. Even it doesn't have to be like Liam Neeson's like full like it doesn't have to show up as a cameo. Like, you just have his voice, because we've had like in Clone Wars, like when Yoda, that scene where it was just like the butterflies or the lights, whatever. It was just his voice. So even just having like Liam back just for like a couple of lines, I know that could like really generate, you know, a lot of interesting, I don't know, motivation for Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. I think the problem again is there's no time to breathe here. Like
we have 2 episodes left. So what are your predictions for?
Oh,
for
well, I think at some point we will see like a Qui-Gon type of thing going down. I think that Deborah Chow is like trying to make this explosive ending. From what I could tell, if everything's gonna ramp up like this, I think there's something explosive gonna happen. Probably some reveals. I honestly think that there's gonna be a turning point for Leia, seeing that Lola has been basically possessed by like the Empire. I got a feeling like that'll have something to do with Leia's personality, but I don't know what else planet they're gonna visit. I think there's gonna be like a mass slaughter, actually, like from you know, like the pre-rebels, I guess, or the, you know, the people basically becoming rebels. Yeah, and that's all. I don't think actually next episode will like be really. I don't know. It has to introduce episode 6 though. That's the thing. So, what big ass bombshell will be revealed? The Mando comes down somehow. The Mandalorian is like reintroduced.
Say fucking like they show Hondo Anaka as the last episode.
That would be so good if they did that. Man, no, like they actually have to escape somewhere, and who's the smuggler? Or just Hondo, dude. That'll be so great, man. They should do something like that, I swear. I just want a rematch though.
It's so funny. It's like honestly, you could have substituted Haja for like Hondo.
Yeah. You basically, yeah, exactly. That's actually a really good point, to be honest with you. That's actually really funny. Maybe, I don't know. We don't even see Beru Lars. We don't see most of the cast. Like, I don't know. It's really weird. I think the ending of Obi-Wan at least it'll be like in a nice, like, if there's gonna be season 2, it'll be like in a nice time where like everyone's kind of chilling, like after something really bad just happened. Um, but it'll leave like a little tease of like what's to come, like with Reva perhaps, or Darth. But I don't think it's gonna be something super important, like super drastic. Unfortunately, that's I think again, if you watch the show, it's very fast, so you got to really pay attention closer to the details and like the themes and stuff. Light versus dark, the Force, PS, post traumatic stress disorder, stuff like that. I think it's all gonna come to a head for like a lot of characters, unfortunately. But yeah, what do you think?
I think they're gonna resurrect Wade, that pilot, and turn him into Inquisitor.
That's the most important part. That's the most important thing they're gonna do.
This man was too strong with the Force he was beefing with Reva in the airspeed.
Right, I know. He actually, like,
they can't let that kind of talent go.
No, the guy actually stood still there and just started shooting. He didn't even move. He was just like, let me just shoot this bitch.
Yeah, I feel like it's like you said, they're trying to build towards this like bombastic or like, I don't know, some cliffhanger at the end. I'll be kind of mad if we don't get Leia back to Alderaan by next episode, to be honest with you, because like,
really?
I'm so tired of her like just being like kidnapped and then saved and then kidnapped and saved, and then like I just want her to get back home. That's all I care about at this point.
That's true.
But I really want, like I said, like Obi-Wan to like go back to his Jedi roots, and like maybe because like this whole season was supposed to be like him, like like Yoda obviously like said like how to commune with your master, I will teach you. Like we never get that, so I was like, I kind of want to see more of that. I do like that we got to see like at least like Bail Organa in this series too, like how they're like reminiscing about the past, but they got to move forward a bit. As far as Darth, they're definitely gonna. I feel like they're building toward like another rematch towards the end. But like I said, I don't want Darth to steal too much of the spotlight, because like yes, he's synonymous with Obi-Wan, but Darth is like his own character too, right? That's why like you mentioned like the comics, like his storyline is crazy in the comics too. Like it's like I would rather have him have his own solo series too. In tandem with obviously like Obi-Wan and stuff. But like I feel like Darth's storyline could, be a lot stronger as a solo series. But yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait till next episode. But I think overall it's kind of a mixed bag so far. It's like the first 3 episodes started strong. This definitely wasn't the strongest episode in my opinion. So we'll just have to see like what next episode and the finale bring. But I think it's not bad overall. I think it definitely has that Star Wars style, like that feel to it, and it's definitely like in a way kind of they're bringing like elements from the Mandalorian in it too, like just like having like these cool like little plot devices and cameos. I really feel like Tala might make a sacrifice at the end. I feel like she's gonna die or something, or maybe she doesn't, and then maybe like they explore like whatever this path is like to the other Jedi, and we see like maybe there's other survivors out there, right?
Yeah,
because I kind of want to, like, if you think about it, it's like, what's Ahsoka doing at this time too, right?
I think she's actually working a regular job in a novel. Yeah, I believe she's actually
working regular. What, she working at fucking Walmart or something?
Well, she gets her lightsabers from one of the brothers, one of the Inquisitors.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's actually working right now. She's really working. That's what she's doing. She's trying to make ends meet at the moment.
She's working like for Foot Locker or some shit.
Probably. I don't know. I think in a mining thing or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so everyone, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate that. Please leave a like and subscribe if you like videos like these. Check out our playlists too. We have the Book of Boba Fett up there, and we can't wait to finish this series and do The Mandalorian and other stuff coming pretty soon. Check out our podcast also in Apple Traders. Go check it out. And also on Anchor, show some love on Anchor, and we really appreciate you guys. So Dylan, take us away.
Thank you guys again. We appreciate all your patronage. Anything you can do to support our channel really helps. A like, a share, anything. Like Akram said, we have multiple platforms out already. We have a TikTok page also. You can watch our videos also on Spotify. You don't have to watch it on YouTube, but if you can give us a view on YouTube, that helps our channel as well. So we appreciate you guys. Until then, we got a lot of cool content coming out this week. Summer Game Fest, Miss Marvel, our episode's already out. Jurassic World Dominion. We're gonna have a review for that, and The Boys on Friday also. So that'll probably be out by this weekend at the time of this recording. But thank you guys so much again. We appreciate all your support. And until then, thank you for having lunch with us.
See you guys.